Hey there, it's Jermaine Satya from LiveWellZone.com. I am an integrative nutrition health coach and I help women to balance their hormones naturally. Now in this video, I want to give you some things to consider if you are in a place where you feel like you have absolutely no control over your health and you feel like you're just at the mercy of your symptoms. And I want to do this video because we live in a world that is always reminding women that our hormones and our symptoms are basically things that just happen and that we somehow just have to cope. And I actually want to break some things down for you so that you can see that you actually have a lot more control than you might think. So let's start with the things that you cannot control. So the first thing you can't control is you can't control when you heal, meaning you can't go pull out your calendar and pick a date and say, by this date, I will have all my weight gone or I'll be sleeping better. You have no control over that. That is nature's domain, so don't even bother. And then the second thing that you cannot control is the order in which you heal. So if you have multiple symptoms, which most of us do, if you have multiple symptoms, maybe you want to lose weight, you're experiencing dryness that you'd like to have go away, maybe you have low libido, maybe your hair is thinning or falling out, any combination of symptoms that you have, you do not have a say in which one improves first. But do know that if you do the work that you are supposed to do, they will eventually heal. But again, that is nature's domain in terms of which one gets taken care of first. So those are two things, only two things that you cannot control. Now here are the things that you can control. You can control the very next bite of food that you take. It may not be easy. It may not be easy, but you can control your choice of the food that you take next. And it's irrelevant whether you've been eating healthy for X number of months or years. Doesn't matter how long you've been eating healthy. Right now, the second and the very next second, you can make a different choice, okay? Second thing you can control is what you drink. And that goes along just like with the food. Maybe you haven't been great at drinking water. Well, you can change that in the next second and in the next second. And in the next second, all you have to do is just make the decision. Third thing you can control is your breath. Now, breath work of any kind is super helpful for reducing stress, for reducing cortisol levels. It is going to calm and soothe your nervous system. And all of those things will help you, like I said, to lower your cortisol levels. This is going to be beneficial for your hormones because cortisol is produced in excess chronically in response to stress. If we start to bring that stress response down, you no longer have to worry about excessive amounts of cortisol. And since cortisol is something that will drive up your blood glucose levels and if it goes on chronically, can contribute to insulin resistance, anything you can do to bring down that reaction, that response from your body is going to be super helpful. Your body can start to let go of that weight that it was holding on to in that state of panic or fight or flight. You can start to sleep better. You can start to get more energy. And again, I'm not saying this is going to happen overnight, but the consistency of your effort, of your breath work practice will eventually give you results. And plus, breathing is free. You just need to go find some good videos or a good teacher when it comes to learning all the different types of breath work techniques that can help you. So that's the third thing that you do absolutely have control over. Number 4 is your self-talk. So here I'm talking about how you perceive yourself and whether you think you are even worth your own time. Do you think that you are worth doing breath work for? Do you think that you are worth taking the time to make a good meal for? Those are all things that you need to sit down and evaluate for yourself. Because everybody knows that they're supposed to drink more water, exercise, and they're supposed to eat healthy. We all know that. If you're not doing it, sit down and have an honest conversation with yourself about what do you think about yourself and what you think you are worth, okay? Your perception of your symptoms. Do you see symptoms as some kind of curse, as bad luck, or do you see them as an opportunity? Do you see them as messages that your body is sending to you saying, you know what, something's off here, I need you to do something a little different? It's entirely up to you, right? It's all just a play of the mind, and you could see it one way or the other. And whether you believe it's a curse or you believe that it's a message from your body, technically speaking, you're right in both cases, because whichever perception you go with will ultimately end up being true for you. Number 5, the fifth thing you can control is your self-care. So self-care, eating, what you eat, what you drink falls into self-care. Whether you journal, whether you meditate, if you take a walk every day, even if it's just 10 minutes to go out and get some fresh air. Do you take a break from things like social media, so again you don't stress yourself out unnecessarily? You have control over that. You even have control over what's on your feed. Okay, if YouTube is popping up stuff that you don't like, you can say, you know what, I'm not interested in this, don't recommend this channel. It will give you the option. You can curate your feed as tightly and as immaculately as you choose to, so that you can start to create a space, not just in your real life but also virtually, that matches the energy and the quality of life that you want to experience. Okay, you can also control your tribe. So maybe in your direct life you don't have people that are supporting you when it comes to your health goals. Okay, but guess what? You could always go online and find a tribe. You could always go and find a coach to help you and be your cheerleader. So you do have control over that if you choose to go ahead and actually take that action. Okay, and then the last thing that you have control over is your commitment, your level of commitment to all the things that I've listed. You ultimately also have control over that. So that is literally 7 things that you have control over versus 2 things that you do not have control over. Now again, I'm not saying that all of this is easy peasy, okay? But at the same time, I do want to remind you that if you are looking at anything about your health, if you are evaluating from the perspective of, is it easy? You might actually be looking at the wrong thing. Actually, you are looking at the wrong thing, because really the question that you should be asking is, am I worth it? Is it worth it to me to find a way to sleep better? Is it worth it to me to find more time to cook? Is it worth it to me to go and find recipes that only take 20 minutes to make? Because they are out there, but you must do the work. You must commit to it. Is it worth it to me to soothe my nervous system, to bring my stress levels down, to calm my anxiety or my nervousness or anything through breath work? Again, there's other modalities, but breath work, like I said, breathing is free. It's incredible how much can change in your perspective, your focus, your clarity, and all that, just by doing something as simple as breath work. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to meditate for an hour necessarily. You don't have to levitate. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about what is it that you're going to commit to doing every single day, and your level of commitment is going to ultimately dictate your results, because this is a lifestyle that you are trying to build. This is not a temporary thing, and nobody can do it for you. You have all the information. Everybody that's out there, whether it's me or any other coach, we're all pretty much saying the same thing, which is get as much rest as you can, eat whole food, drink your water. None of us are saying anything really different. So you have the information. If somehow you feel stuck, or if you feel like you don't have control, then I want you to rewatch this video. Go back to those 2 things that I mentioned that you cannot control, and the 7 things that you can control, and then look at that list and start to really make a decision, like a true decision. Not, I'll try it for a week, and then if it gives me results, because again, you don't get to bargain with nature when it comes to this. You just have to commit to, I'm going to take care of myself. And when you do that, and you do it consistently, day after day, month after month, year after year, decade after decade, nature will always take care of you, because nature is always on our side. But this is a co-creative process. This is a collaborative process. Okay, so we have to do our part to take care of this body. This body is the vessel through which we as spiritual beings get to have human experiences. So rather than having a human experience that is one of imbalance or dis-ease or different symptoms, instead of, or I should say syndromes, not symptoms, but syndromes, instead of having an experience that is only that, what happens when you commit to living more in alignment with what nature wants from you, knowing that once you do your part, nature will take care of the rest. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I hope that you found these tidbits or this little food for thought. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate it if you give the video a thumbs up. Of course, I'd also appreciate it if you would share this with other people that could benefit from this message at this time. All right, if you have any questions, any feedback, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you would like more content like this, not only on this channel but on a more regular basis, feel free to go and join my email list where I share different tips, tidbits, some of it practical, some of it a little bit more philosophical, but ultimately it's with the goal of helping you actually build that lifestyle that will get you the freedom from your symptoms, that will get you to experience more, actually enjoy living in your own body, like enjoy and live in joy in your body. So with that said, I've come to the end of this video. Thank you, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.